Welcome to Kupuna Wiki, Hawaii's senior resource, helping you find answers on important topics like finances, senior housing, estate planning, real estate, health, and much more. Now, let's join Kupuna Wiki hosts, Crystal Montrone and Brandon Lau.
Aloha and welcome to the Kupuna Wiki radio show on this beautiful Saturday. Again, we're Hawaii's senior resource where we talk to the best local professionals in the state regarding topics such as real estate, senior housing, estate planning, finance, and health, so that our kupuna and families can find the best resources in the midst of a significant life transition. We strive to make sure our seniors are informed and supported every step of the way. Aloha, and again, thank you for joining us today. I'm your host, Crystal Montrone.
And I'm Brandon Lau.
And we're going to have a great show today.
Our title sponsor for today is the Choice Group at Locations, providing you with the best real estate information so that you can make the most informed decisions. As the Choice Group at Locations likes to say, real estate is about choice.
Now, joining us today, we have great speakers on our show, but we have Dr. Kai Morigawara. I'm sorry, I can't say it. Can you say it for me?
Morigawara.
Ooh, that's a tongue twister right there.
Yes.
But you're with Prime Physical Therapy. And Kai, you mind introducing kind of like your background, what school you went to, kind of give us your basic roots.
So born and raised here in Hawaii, local boy. So went to Moanalua Elementary all the way through high school.
All right.
Graduated from UH class of 09, then had to go to the mainland for USC for my doctorate, graduate of 2012.
Wow. And so, what is your current role right now?
I'm the president of Prime Physical Therapy. So we're a mobile therapy and we specialize helping the seniors out at the convenience of their home.
So physical therapy, what are like the steps to take to get into, being a physical therapist?
So just like I mentioned, it's a doctorate program. So had to go through quite a bit of schooling and got to learn all the intricacies of the human body and make sure that we're getting people back to their fittest and healthiest and, living their lives to the fullest.
Are there any certifications that you need to get on the way?
Oh, yeah. So we do have to pass a state licensing board. So I'm a doctor of physical therapy and licensed to practice in, I guess, all 50 states.
Ooh, in all 50 states. Wow. And, you mentioned to me, that your main priority is, your main client is our kupuna.
Yes, exactly.
So why have you chosen kupuna to serve the kupuna?
I think the biggest thing is that I always have a lot of people tell me, oh, don't get old. I got all these aches and pains, but that's, that's the farthest from the truth. That's not a natural part of getting old. People just naturally accept these problems and think, oh, I can't do anything about it when they're completely preventable. So, the people that need it the most, that's what's the most fulfilling.
People say don't get old. I feel like that's something we can't avoid. So you actually worked under someone before opening your own practice?
Yes. So about a little under a year and a half, I was working for a private company, but things kind of opened up and this new opportunity came in. So kind of jumped headfirst into it.
So what made you want to kind of just start your own practice though?
Actually, I started off through an offer from a Calabash uncle, and things didn't work out with, I guess, the legalities with him. And since I had already filled out all the paperwork, I had already, started the business, had some clientele already. So it's like halfway through the door, I can't run away and go back to working for somebody else anymore. So just jumped right in.
Right. And, what are some of the things that, you work mostly with seniors?
So I want to say the biggest thing is safety and fall prevention. So same thing, just like that aches and pains people, especially the kupuna in Hawaii, they think that, being imbalanced, getting dizzy, not being able to feel safe when they're walking around is completely normal. That's definitely not the case. So even just a fear of falling is a major risk factor. So to be able to be as preventative as possible is key.
Well, Kai, thank you so much. I mean, I feel like the way you started your business is to really help people, and I can see that already. And, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more into detail about how seniors can reach out to Kai and what preventative steps they can take to make sure they don't have these aches and pains when they get older. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
We'll be back with more Kupuna Wiki right after this. Are your children prepared to pay for college? Jason Sagawa can provide tuition discounts of up to $40,000. Enrollment is free and available to all KP 16 and younger. Call Jason Sagawa at 695-6200. 695-6200.
Oahu's newest senior living community, Ilima at Lejano, is open in the heart of Kapolei. Within this beautiful new community offering independent living, assisted living, and memory care, you will experience a feeling of ohana that provides a sense of community and peace of mind for our kupuna. A range of spacious apartment styles are available, from large studios to spacious 1 and 2 bedroom plans. Most of the large private lanai. Be one of the first to call Ilima your home. Visit ilimaAtLejano.com or call 808-674-8022.
Welcome back to Kupuna Wiki on AM 690 The Answer.
All right, welcome back to the Kupuna Wiki radio show. And if you're just joining us, we have Dr. Kai Morigawara, I can't say it, with Prime Physical Therapy. And, we're going to get into more detail about, how he takes care of seniors. So I'm going to pass it over to Brandon.
So, Dr. Kai, I'm intrigued by the fact you're a mobile therapy business. Does that mean you spend most of your time on the road, going to actual houses of your clients? And how does that work?
So there's a pretty high turnover rate with physical therapy clients. So it varies from month to month, but in general, it's a nice balance of being in the office and being on the road.
Right. So you get to travel, you actually meet them literally at their needs, at their doorstep.
Yes,
and
exactly.
if they have a hard time traveling to meet you, it's a good thing that you can go to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's for.
And how exactly do people find you? Is it more through referrals, or is it through health insurance? How do people actually get in touch with you?
Primarily through referrals. So physical therapy is quite expensive out of pocket. We do have some people paying on a cash basis, but for the most part, it's through doctors' referrals.
Okay. So doctors refer you because there's a particular ailment that somebody's suffering from, and they feel, okay, Dr. Kai is a guy that can help this person.
Exactly. And the biggest thing is every patient has the right to choose who and what treatments they get. So a large number of our clientelers is people that hear these stories and, I want to give that a try.
Yeah. Well, speaking of stories, can you share with us one experience with a Kupuna where your services have really helped to improve their life?
Okay, so by your suggestion, we have Uncle Kimo. So for HIPAA purposes, can't mention any names, but
Okay.
That's
my uncle,
Oh, okay, it wasn't Brandon's uncle, but we're just using the name. So Uncle Kimo, he's fallen down multiple times. He's got all these back and hip pains as a result, and the family is really concerned that he's having all these falls, and they're worried about him breaking a hip, breaking a bone, hurting himself through these falls. And same thing as we mentioned before, Uncle Kim's like, I can't do anything about it, I'm just getting old, don't get old. But through the therapy process, walking completely normally, of course it takes some time, a few months and a lot of hard work, but back to walking around the house safely, walking out in the community, and being able to, return to all the fun stuff in life.
So what was Uncle Kimo's original problem? I mean, was it just that he wasn't moving enough, or did he have an injury? What was it that caused him not to function as well?
So for Uncle Kimo, it was more an accumulation. So the bodily problems snowball. They exponentially grow.
Okay.
So the longer you have it, the bigger and more deeply ingrained they get. So it's not necessarily an injury. It's more this accumulation of bad habits.
So what were some of his bad habits?
Oh, so the biggest thing is just the fear of falling. So when the body doesn't feel stable, it's naturally going to guard. And the worst thing is that the body does the exact opposite thing of what it should do, I should say. So it's more of a mental barrier. It's not too much of a physical limitation to move normally. It's overcoming this bad habit.
That's very interesting. You say it's a mental barrier.
Yes.
I mean, I guess we're all connected, right? The physical, the mind, the emotions. So I guess this mental barrier can cause somebody to not function 100%.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Very, very far from 100%. Probably 10-20% of what they're actually capable of.
Wow. So in your treatments, how do you address these issues? Because I'm sure, obviously, people, they primarily come to you because there's a physical problem, but then you're having to address holistically the other issues like the mental concerns. How do you do that as a physical therapist?
It really comes down to a correct diagnosis, accurate diagnosis. You have to treat the source of the problem. If you're truly doing something that's beneficial, it should essentially, for the most part, immediately get better. And, even though we're designed anatomically, physiologically, everything's pretty much the same, how the body moves, even on the right side to left side, can be completely different.
Right,
So-
because our bodies are different.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So finding these little details, finding these root causes, and directly addressing that and coaching them through this process is essentially my job, to get the body moving correctly.
So Kai, I like how you said they should get better.
Yes.
I mean, that should be the outcome of the treatment or
Yes.
whatever plan that you put them on.
Exactly.
So what if there's a problem that persists, some kind of pain? What if they can't function the way that they want to? What then?
If that's the case, of course, as I mentioned earlier, problems exponentially grow. So it does take time to slowly chip it down. But even with severe cases, there should be pretty dramatic improvements. So again, the bigger the problem, the more room for improvement. So
Right.
it does take more work, but that's when you should actually make the most gains.
Okay. And is there a length of time that you usually give somebody to actually get better and to heal?
In general, the therapy process for the Medicare side usually covers about 2 to 3 months. So
Okay.
that's the great thing about the Kupuna. They have the most coverage. And
Okay.
again, they're the ones that need the most. So it's kind of this perfect balance of yeah.
So when you say Kupuna is over a certain age group that they have more opportunities to visit a physical therapist under the
Yes.
coverage?
Yes, exactly. So once they're Medicare eligible,
Okay, which is
65 and older.
65 and older. Oh, that's a great thing to look forward to.
Yes.
So within 2 to 3 months, hopefully whatever treatment and plan that you have them on should help them to reach their goal.
Yes,
That's
and
it.
definitely they should learn to become experts at whatever problem area, and from that knowledge they should be completely preventative
Right.
in maintaining their health and wellness.
Well, let's talk about that question of preventative, because I know you touched on it earlier, but before the snowball becomes a snowball,
Yes.
while it's just a little pile of ice and water, I mean, how is it that you can prevent somebody from going down that path? What are some steps that you'd recommend, or exercises or regimens?
The biggest thing for me, this is something I tell everybody, any exercise is good exercise.
Okay.
So as long as there's no pain, as long as you're moving around, that's definitely better than just sitting down and not doing anything. So the biggest thing is finding something that's fun. You want to continue doing it. So, the enjoyment factor is going to be the motivation. So as long as you're having fun and you keep doing it, that's the biggest thing.
What are some things you recommend to a patient to have fun while moving? I mean, is it play kickball, surf, or walking to the store? What do you recommend usually?
Usually, a lot of people have grandchildren, so that's the biggest
Okay.
thing. They want to be able to keep up with their grandkids and, be competitive, with all their sporting activities and whatnot. But, anything in the water is great because swimming, because the water buoyancy provides support, so you're having a lot less damage on the joints. So that'd be a really good suggestion.
Okay, so anything that gets you out, moving, gets your body working. I mean, that's step one, right? What
Exactly.
somebody needs to do. What else would you say is a preventative recommendation?
Ooh, definitely, I guess from my holistic perspective, that well-balanced diet. So people really underestimate how much, I guess, garbage in, garbage out is something a teacher of mine said
Right.
back in elementary school. Same thing applies for the body. If you don't have the proper nutrients, then your body can't heal and
Right.
function correctly. So that'd be probably the next biggest thing.
And do you actually prescribe a diet of things people should eat? How does that work?
I can't prescribe, that's more the nutritionist, but definitely the educational aspect, talking about the science of what your body needs, that dietary side, that's definitely something I'm able to do under my license. So giving the information and point them give them resources on where to look into, find
Okay.
more information.
So, Dr. Kai, it sounds like your license affords you to do a lot of things. Obviously, you studied, you've gained some experience, and out there's a lot of different treatments that people might try to go to. For example, there's acupuncture, there's physical therapy, there's chiropractic care. I mean, there's so many things to go to. How do you sort through these, and what is it that you can do for your patients?
I guess for that first question, so the great thing about physical therapy, we have the most tools in our toolbox. So our license allows us to be giving out chiropractic treatments, to do massage therapy treatments, to do athletic training treatments, that rehab side, that educational health and wellness side. So we're just lucky that it's kind of like a bang for your buck treatment option. So that's part of the reason why it's a little bit more expensive, but at least you can get an all-in-one sort of thing. And to address that second part, I tell all of my patients, each and every field, no matter what the medical practitioner, we're all trying to accomplish the same thing. We have different means, different tools of getting to that same end result, but if the skill of the practitioner is there, you should feel it immediately. So I definitely suggest people financially, situationally, if they can afford to have multiple treatments, then definitely it should be cumulative and just accelerate that whole process.
Right. So you alone, you can do, as you said, you can do massage therapy, chiropractic care, and general physical therapy.
Yes.
And is there any pairing of these things that work best together when you help your patients?
Not really. So
No.
I think the biggest thing is that it's definitely person and site specific.
I
So
see.
it's whatever the person needs, and again, that's the skill of the practitioner to identify what is going to benefit this person the most.
So each person, each problem deserves a specific solution.
Exactly.
I see.
Exactly.
And you didn't mention acupuncture, though. And that's something that you don't do, right?
Oh, okay, yes. So our
Okay.
license stops us from doing anything below the skin. So
I see.
We cannot. There is a special license, but I don't have that.
Well, it's not many people know about acupuncture. I think it's more of an Eastern practice. Would you say that physical therapy derives more origins from Western medicine, or is it a combination?
The way I was taught through my mentors at USC, it's actually a combination of both.
Okay.
Essentially, they taught us to use what works. So, we had a little bit of everything, different approaches from a little bit of everything. So same thing when I started my own practice, I followed that same perspective. I've kind of experimented, deviated from how, I guess, the gold standard physical therapy. So all of my previous patients can attest that, working with me is something completely different from any other physical therapist.
Different in a good way.
Yes, exactly. It should work.
Yeah, it should work. You're willing to be creative, find the right solution to their problem.
Exactly.
So you also mentioned you work in tandem sometimes with a nutritionist.
Yes.
Of course, you get referrals from general MDs, I guess. If somebody has a problem, then their MD will send them to you.
Yes.
What other medical practitioners do you work in partnership with to help a person get better?
Literally everything and everything. So I do have my network of connections that, of course, I can only specialize in so many things. So if something falls outside of that, then, I have to send out, the adequate referrals and send them in whatever direction they need. So, I'm still young, trying to expand my network. So, when something does new come up, then I do my research on their behalf and advocate and try to find the best practitioner for that specific specialty.
And, being that there are always updates and changes to how our practice is done, sometimes discoveries,
Yes.
right, in the human body and how things work. Is there anything on the forefront that you see yourself trying to learn and applying to your practice right now?
At least from my side, how the human body works can't really change
Right,
too much.
right.
So it's more for me to continue learning and keep improving. So at this point, the science doesn't change, just the techniques on how to optimize and whatnot. So
there's no newfangled treatment out there. It's just doing what you do and doing it well.
exactly.
I see. And if there's any notable experience that was really rewarding for you in your practice where you helped somebody in a life-changing situation, why don't you share that with us?
Okay, so thankfully, well, I guess from my perspective, I'm very fortunate to help out a lot of great people, and there's a lot of great stories. But for the listeners, probably the craziest story is going to be this story of a gentleman with an alien knee. So he had so much knee damage, bone on one side, that it was like an alien knee. If you took a picture of one side and took a picture of the opposite side, it looked like it was just bulging and
You said
distorted.
alien knee?
Yes, literally alien knee.
I've never seen an alien knee, but it must have been grotesque.
Yes.
Okay.
So constant pain, severe pain. Every single step was just big knives in his knee.
Okay.
Same thing. He just accepted it. But through about 2.5 months of therapy, we actually got him running and jogging again. Got him back to hunting, and this is all stuff he had thought he would never be able to do for the rest of his life.
So let's characterize who this person is. So he was obviously at one time a very active individual.
Yes.
He was an outdoorsman. He used to go hunting. How did he develop this alien knee, as you call it?
So I wasn't around. So
Okay.
but at least from what he described, he just had knee pain and just continued to push through it. He thought it was, it's gonna go away on its own. Just kept pushing through, and it just kept growing and growing, and then that snowball became a snow avalanche.
So was it just through repetitive physical movement that he developed this, or did he have an injury? Oh, you weren't really sure.
No, he did have I believe he had a work incident where it buckled, but I mean, it wasn't anything major. It's not like he got hit by a car or something.
Right. Thankfully.
Yes.
That would have been a bigger job for you to take care of, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Fortunately, it was just a knee, but it had a bunch of problems. And in 2.5 months, you're able to correct it. That's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah. So does he write you cards every year thanking you for what you've done? I would.
No. But it's a thought that counts.
Right.
We're pretty good friends, so because I mean, he literally just accepted it and he's like, oh my God, this is so much better than I thought.
Right.
So
Like you're a miracle worker, right?
we all share that connection.
Right.
So
Now, if somebody wanted to approach physical therapy and they weren't really sure how it works, we've heard about it. Sometimes you just never taken the step to get treated. What would be the steps for that person to take?
literally the only step they need to take is to get a referral from any doctor, actually. So
Okay.
their primary care physician, any specialists. But definitely knowledge is power. So definitely I would suggest if there's any listeners out there with some interest, feel free to do some research. And our website, primepthawaii.com, has a lot of great resources and information on the entire process.
Okay, so they would get a referral. Let's say you were the person, Dr. Kai was referred to them. Would they call you or would they come to your office? How would that initial relationship begin?
So it depends on if they get the referral for themselves or if their physician sends it to our office.
Okay.
So if we get the referral, then we would be the ones to contact and set up the appointments and take care of everything else. If they have the referral, then they would have to, of course, contact, since we're not psychic on who has a referral for us.
Out of everything you do, you're not psychic, Kai?
Oh, I wish.
So you mentioned your website, and that's primepthawaii.com?
Oh, Prime PT
I'm
Hawaii.
sorry, primepthawaii.com. And what's a number somebody can reach you at?
286-0194.
286-0194. And of course, you do house calls, so they don't have to see you at your office, but you can go right to their house.
Exactly.
And they can receive the treatment by Dr. Kai.
Yes.
Well, Kai, thank you so much for sharing with us. It was a wealth of knowledge. I'm sure there's a lot of listeners who benefited from understanding preventative ways that they can live healthier, but also if they have issues, they can now seek out a professional like yourself and really maximize on their quality of life.
Exactly.
All right, well, don't go away. Stay tuned for our Kupuna Wiki classic moment.
We'll be back with more Kupuna Wiki right after this. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs more attention, Nick Abbott can help. Nick Abbott, Edward Jones Financial Advisor, is located at the Hawaii Kai Center. Call him at 395-0177.
Hi, this is Wendy Oshiro. Over the past 10 years, I've been blessed to help senior homeowners with their reverse mortgage needs. Some use a reverse mortgage to refinance an existing mortgage and consolidate bills, while others use it to pay for home care or home repairs. Seniors can choose how they receive their funds, perhaps in a growing line of credit to draw from when they wish, or regular monthly payments. Seniors can also finance the purchase of a new primary residence through the Reverse Mortgage for Purchase program. Recent changes to the home equity conversion mortgage, the most popular type of reverse mortgage, make it a safer solution for qualified homeowners. If you'd like to explore how a reverse mortgage may help you, call me, Wendy Oshiro, at 753-9819. That's 753-9819. My heart's desire is to serve the Lord and be a blessing to others. Aloha.
NMLS numbers 2975 and 391477. Open Mortgage LLC, 500 Ala Moana Boulevard, Building 7, Suite 400. Equal housing opportunity.
Welcome back to Kupuna Wiki on AM 690 The Answer.
And now it's this week's Kupuna Wiki Classic Trivia, brought to you by Nancy Katayama.
Okay, prior to Aloha Stadium, Honolulu Stadium was the primary venue for sports in Hawaii from 1926 to 1976. Legendary athletes like Babe Ruth, Joe DiMaggio, and Jesse Owens, to name a few, competed in the stadium. It also used to be the home for the University of Hawaii Rainbow football team. What was the nickname for Honolulu Stadium as the complex grew older? If you know the answer, call 808-792-5188 or email your answer to info@kapunawiki.com, and the first listener with the correct answer will win a prize.
And now it's time for your real estate tip of the week, brought to you by Nancy Katayama at the Choice Group at Locations.
In addition to keeping cool, a pool in your home can be used for physical therapy treatment like hydrotherapy or water therapy, or even a good swim. Water, especially salt water, can help the flow of blood in your body as well as take the weight off of painful joints during treatment. But does a pool enhance the value of your home, you ask? Well, it depends. Generally, in higher-end neighborhoods where many of the houses have a pool, spa, or some sort of water feature, not having a pool may actually negatively impact the value and desirability of your property to a potential buyer. For the most part, though, the value of a pool is in the eyes and the mind of the homeowner or potential buyer. While homeowners in Kupuna can enjoy spending time with their family and entertaining friends, potential buyers may view the pool as a safety hazard or an added cost of maintaining the property. If you'd like more information about the value of your home, please call us, the Choice Group at Locations, 808-739-4174. As we like to say, real estate is about choice.
All right, if you want to meet our guest speakers in person, please sign up for our monthly Kupuna Wiki seminars, where each month we bring the experts to you. Again, you can sign up on kupunawiki.com or call us at 808-792-5188. Our upcoming Kupuna Wiki seminar will be held on May 20th at the Plaza in Waikiki, with Honolulu Police Department talking about pedestrian safety. Again, we like to thank this segment's sponsor, the Choice Group at Locations, providing you with the best real estate information so you can make the most informed decisions. To contact us for more information, please go to our website at kupunawiki.com or call us at 808-792-5188. Again, thank you for joining us today on the Kupuna Wiki radio show, Hawaii's senior resource. We strive to make sure our seniors are informed and supported every step of the way. Again, I'm Crystal.
And I'm Brandon.
And we'll see you back next Saturday on the Kupuna Wiki radio show.
You've been listening to the Kupuna Wiki radio program. If you'd like more information about today's topics, please call us at 739-4174. That's 739-4174. Or visit us online at kupunawiki.com. Until next time, aloha.